Let's say I wanted to multiply together two numbers in scientific notation. We'll start off easy. Say I wanted to do 2 times 10 to the third times 3 times 10 to the 7th. Because I'm multiplying two numbers in scientific notation, they're usually going to appear like this. My first number times my second number. But again, I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, isn't this all multiplication? Yes. The parentheses, I really don't even need them. It's all multiplication. So that means you can multiply the 2 times the 3.
So 6 times 10 to the 10th.
Perfect. 6 times 10, and now let's multiply the 10s together. What's 10 to the 3rd times 10 to the 7th? 10 to the 10th. Well, it gets a little harder than this, but let's at least try this one. So let me give you one to try. Even if I had negative exponents, you still do it the same way. Say I had, I don't know.
So when you write that out into, if you change that to standard form, would it be 6 with 10 zeros?
Yes. Let's try, how about 1.5 times 10 to the negative third times, I don't know, let's do 4.2 times 10 to the 8th. So, you're welcome to use a calculator on these. The first thing I would do is multiply my two numbers together. So, 1.5 times 4.2. That gets me 6.3. Now, don't say anything out loud. Figure out for yourself what the exponent on the 10 would be. Did you get it? It'd be 10 to the 5th. Negative 3 plus 8 gets me 10 to the 5th. Right?
So the standard form of it would be 630,000. I thought it was. Oh my god.
Yes. Okay. Oh, Miss Sabia, I thought you said that this might be difficult. Well, okay, let's try this one. You just had a negative exponent there.
But what if
Oh, your final one? Great question. Let's have that happen this time. Okay, say I wanted to multiply these two numbers together. So, first I'm going to multiply 4.3 times 5.25. That gets me 22.575 times 10 to the
10 to negative 19. Negative 20. Negative 19. No, because wouldn't you have to move the decimal place?
Oh, interesting, interesting.
Plus 22.
Now, as it's written, right, I have negative 6 and negative 13. That is negative 19. However, we've run into a snag. The snag is that, remember this first number here? What was supposed to be the deal with that?
It's supposed to be under 10.
It's supposed to be between 1 and 10. 22.575 is too big. So this, if you give me this as your answer, that's not correct. You're not in standard or in scientific notation. Yeah.
You have to move the decimal one to the left and then add to the negative 19 so it's negative. I'm wrong.
Negative 18?
So this is where everybody messes up, right? It's true. Yes, I need to move that decimal one place. So I really want this number to be 2.2575, right? Because that would give me the number between 1 and 10. Right? So, ignoring this, don't even look at this number. If I change this to 2.2575, that would be times 10 to the what power? To the positive 1 or to the negative 1? Positive 1. So, 2.2575 times 10 to the first. That is the same, these two are the exact same thing. Right?
To the 18th? What?
Negative 18.
So, ignore, don't even look at this 10 to the negative 19th for a minute. If I just gave you the number 22.575 and I said, write me that number in scientific notation, put the decimal after the first number that's not a zero, and then the number of spaces in between the new and the old is only one, and that's bigger than $1, so it's going to be a positive. Is everybody with me so far? And now I have to bring this in. I do have this times 10 to the negative 19th. So now I have my first number, which is in between 1 and 10, so I like it. But now I have 10 to the first times 10 to the negative 19th, so it would be 10 to the negative 18th. That is that number in correct scientific notation. This is the biggest problem, is getting your final answer, because a lot of times it doesn't come out nice, and then you have to adjust. Okay, so let's see if we can get in one more example before we go. I'm sure we can. So, say I had, I don't know, 0.25 times 10 to the 5th, and I had 0.3 times 10 to the negative 10th. Okay, so if I multiply my two numbers together, 0.25 times 0.3 gets me 0.075 times 10 to the what power? If I have 10 to the 5th and to the negative 5th. Now, you cannot leave your answer like this because this number is not between 1 and 10. So, ignore the times 10 to the negative 5th for just 1 minute.
Wait, why do we have 0.075?
Yeah, you said something like
0.75?
No, it's 0.075.
Oh,
I might have just misspoke.
I'm not getting why. Because,
0.25 times 0.3.
oh, never mind. I got it.
So now, don't even look at that part. Just pretend I gave you that number and I said write that number in scientific notation. It would be 7.5 times 10 to the negative 2, right? Because that's less than $1. So that's 7.5 times 10 to the negative 2, and then I still have this times 10 to the negative 5. So altogether, I get 7.5 times 10 to the,
Negative 7.
and that answer is in correct scientific notation. It's between 1 and 10, and we're good to go. All right.